Thank you, Shani. Good evening to everybody. Good day in Jaipur. I think we all came, and then it started raining, so I don't know what will happen to the terrace party. Deepak promised me that you come here, we have fantastic party, so I make sure that the terrace party is down. Okay. So before I start, I just want to go back to a story in 2002, 2003. How many of you have fiber optic broadband in your homes? Can you please raise your hands? Okay. How many of you know 2002, how did you access internet? Dial-up, ISP and all those stuff. I used to work for a company called Reliance Communications at that time, and I used to be part of the strategy and planning department. And our job was to launch new businesses. We just launched the mobile, the famous CDMA mobile, Monsoon Hangama and all those stuff. And come 2003, the launch was over, and one day Mukesh Ambani calls me and my boss, and we used to put the strategy together, and he made a very simple statement, saying, what was the fastest access to broadband at that time? Whoever said DSL dial-up? It was in office, because we had LAN. If you remember, LAN used to have that 5 Mbps speed at that time also. So he told me, I want to start this project, and he just said in a simple word, Mera vision sun lo Ravi. Hope you people are comfortable with my Hindi. Right. He said, just give me a business plan. Bombay ko LAN bana do. Imagine, Bombay ko LAN bana do, meaning every house in Bombay should have 5 Mbps at that point of time. Bombay ko LAN bana do. Fiber optic dal do. No Cat 5, no Cat 6, no Cat 7. Fiber optic dal do. Business plan banao. I did some Googling, was not possible at that time. Did a lot of work for 2 months. And then we went back with the business plan saying fiber optics need electricity to power. The copper cable comes to your home powered by the exchange. And India had no power except for Bombay, which used to be a little bit better off. In Delhi, the condominiums used to be advertised at that point of time saying separate generator set. Remember? Standalone generator set. I said, there is no electricity in India, so it's going to be difficult. He looked at me and said, Ravi, what is the role that you do? What's the role definition for your job? So, head of strategy and planning. He said, no, let me define your role. I said, please, you're not here to tell me why it is not possible. You're not here to tell me why it is not possible. You are here to tell me how to make it possible. This is Mukesh Ambani telling me way back in 2003. Now, why did I start off with that? This one is in my head. Anything and everything, when some people come and tell you it is not possible, the first thing that comes to my mind is that story, that experience, and I keep telling myself how to make it possible. Let's figure out a way, and maybe you will not be able to do it today, maybe you will be able to do it 2 years, 5 years down the line. And today, when that fiber optic was launched, I'm not working with Reliance anymore. I got a call saying it has come to your home, right? So that's the power of a vision, and on basis of which we all can work. So my speech is titled, Revenue Marketing. Marketing is the new sales. I see a Dover colleague sitting in front of me. I see a lot of FMCG people sitting in front of me. I spent a lot of time in telecom running businesses. We always used to assume marketing is the sales, right? Because sales was not a function which used to sell, it used to distribute the products. A Dabur kind of a company, a Levers kind of company did a lot of communication, brought customers inside, and on that basis, people bought. What we did not know is what did and how they used the product, data was not big time and all those stuff, that all happened. But when I joined HDFC Bank, I was thinking, what is the role of marketing here? Because here is a company, we are a 31-year-old startup. We still call ourselves a startup. We are just celebrating our 30th year. We are the fourth largest bank by market cap in the world. We are the only bank in the top 50 in terms of brand valuation across the world, including JP Morgan, Amex, everybody, Bank of America, are all behind us. We call ourselves a 30-year-old startup. Today's rise in share, that's why I said fifth, fourth. So this is a 30-year-old startup. This company has grown on the basis of sales. The brand was built on the basis of delivery. The brand was not built on the basis of communication. So what's the role of marketing here? So what do you people do on a daily basis? Can I have some answers? Sales. Okay, CNN does sales. What else people do? What is the conversation in your floor? Understand the consumer. Very good. Make customer successful. Share of voice, share of expenditure. Campaign, open rate, click rate. Now if you go into the digital world, all these are the words that people in the floor use. So if I look at function of marketing, where do I click? Yeah. We all say that we are the custodian of brand and customer. We also have moved towards experience custodian, meaning brand experience also we are the custodian, and the customer experience also we are the custodian. And revenue marketing, I'll come back to you a little bit later on what I mean by that. So you look at customer experience. In the olden days, customer experience meant what? Go, understand consumer, and make sure your product service is available to the consumer at the right time, at the right place. Very simple, no complications. You don't need to go to an MBA school to learn all this stuff. This is what the old thing was. Now, if I look at today, the customer understanding has been replaced not only with research, you can add a lot more on what is called as the automation investments on analytics. You can listen to social media. You can listen to multiple ways in which you can understand the same consumer. So you had a market research where you have to physically spend time, and now that's getting added with a lot of things which technology provides you. Similarly, the timely outreach, which meant maybe a television advertisement without understanding whether it will reach the right customer, and lots of things which were all a little bit fuzzy, I would say. We got omni-channel automation investment because the media multiplied, consumer behavior changed, people are consuming media across multiple properties, and so we also need to have a leverage of technology. Interestingly, this is iMedia Brand Summit. But you see the sponsors. All are tech companies. I was in Cannes 2 weeks back. The entire Cannes event is sponsored by tech companies. Prior to that, I was in a Google event, full tech companies. So marketing is now more tech. So what is it that we have to do is to understand there is a mathematics behind it, and there is also the magic of creativity. How do you bring the max and the magic together to create phenomenal outcomes for our customers as well as for our organizations? But what is the buzz on your floor today? Are you ready for these kind of things that are happening? Most of the people will say, yes, we are doing a lots of stuff. Okay, this is the buzz on my floor. And how many of you understand A/B test? Obviously, everybody. XGBoost, random forest. Obviously, we have gone over that and we have come into Gen AI, just become a catchword, so everybody talks about Gen AI. But this is the buzz on our floor. So what we did first is to make sure that we reskilled our people in marketing. So we said there has to be new skill sets which understands analytics. You will not believe if I say that I have an 80-member data science team working with us. 80-member, full-fledged data science team working under marketing. And that's the kind of people we have who talk about all these languages that we speak today. If marketing is data-driven, or our goal so, we still talk a lot about brand perception, brand equity, what is it that our share of voice is, a huge amount of softer stuff, and we spend a lot of energy in convincing people about all these stuff. Yes. What metrics should we be tracking? Any attempts to think about it? What metrics should we be tracking? Shiny started off by saying everybody is interested in revenue. Everybody is interested in making sure the CFO is very happy, return on the marketing dollar invested. So if that is the case, we put in our company, when we joined, this is what we will do. we will talk about contribution to business. So how do you get this contribution to business? Obviously, a first-party data company like HDFC Bank is in a very different space. Remember, we are a sales-driven company. We have 200,000 people in the company, out of which 120,000 people still do sales today. The banking is done by people coming and meeting you to sell a credit card, to sell a personal loan, to sell a home loan, to open the accounts also. And we do minimum of 15 million new customer relationships every year, all done by sales. We said we will contribute to business. How do you go about doing it? We said first, like any other organization, we need to go ahead and bring traffic to our properties, and then we have to build the relevance for that traffic, meaning whoever walks into our shop, whoever walks into our properties, how do you build relevance in each of these conversations? And that's where the 80-member data science team got in to say that if I bring the traffic using digital marketing or traditional marketing or whatever we do, how do we actually personalize each and every interaction? We put the target saying 25% of the business we will contribute. So this is the thing that happens. We have now 90% of the traffic that lands on our properties personalized. Oh, it has changed to 99. Thanks to Deepak. Maybe month-old, 2-month-old data, I might be looking at it. We identify each and every customer who comes into our public website. We have the benefit because people use the public website to also log in. So that's one advantage we have. We don't bother about cookies. We don't bother about cookie deprecation. We do this. What has happened because of that? We got more traffic into our cart section. We got more traffic into our borrow section. We got more traffic into our invest section. Everything multiplied by 20 times, 12 times, 8 times, all because of using the MarTech tools that were available, working with partners like Cinch, working with multiple other MarTech providers to make sure that we personalize each and every visit that happens in our website. This is a goal. It looked very, very lofty when we started. But 1.5, 2 years, we reached there. Every time when Google changes its search logic, we go down. Then again, the whole thing, rigmarole starts in terms of this. The next question is, what is it that we need to show the customers? Yes, we personalized. We brought them in. Now we need to be extremely relevant. We said traffic, digital marketing, traditional marketing to bring in the traffic. We also need to know what is it that we show to the customer. Yes, behavioral personalization we have done, psychographic we have done. But what did we show to the customer? Again, we used big time analytics to identify what is the next best action for each one of those customers and see the result that we had. Plain vanilla, we don't understand anything about the customer. It could be a new to bank customer. We used crowd intelligence to personalize. Obviously, we don't have an idea about the customer. We use crowd intelligence to personalize. Then we personalize with variables. We can identify the customer, man, women to start with, location to start with, product holding, then psychographics. To the extent we understand their behavior. And I used to have this big dilemma because if I go and tell you people that we know everything about you if you have an HDFC Bank account, to the extent which bar you went yesterday, we just don't know who you went with. Because you give us all the data and we have the ability to analyze each and every interaction. I used to be very worried when I used to be in Vodafone if I used to tell you that we can listen to every conversation. Obviously, you get very psyched. But in a bank, you trust. We read every one of your interactions with the bank. So that allows us to understand more about you, and we don't have to depend on third-party data to understand who you are and what do you do, where do you spend your money, how much you earn, what is it that you do currently in your life stage. All these things are available, and immediately 20% increase in business reach and 100% increase in conversion. But the only problem for us was this was all indirect attribution. Meaning we brought in the traffic, we personalized, they dropped a lead. We gave it to the salespeople to go ahead and convert. Still, we were very happy. The bank was very happy, saying, okay, I see some conversion. People are giving credit to you, but it is all indirect attribution. This comes back to my original style, marketing is the new sales. We said, why should we get indirect attribution? Why can't we do direct attribution? What is it that we need to do? Because after a point of time, we get stuck here. Our goal was 25% of the business we will contribute, but we got stuck here. At the same time, what's happening in the environment? The world was very clearly changing. What was the change? We have huge amount of fintechs coming. Is any fintech in the room? Oh, good. Huge number of fintechs coming in and trying to disrupt us. Because we had the best of the customers, we were the most profitable. Our yearly profits are to the tune of 70,000 crores. People are willing to burn our profits as their cash. And we don't look at it that way because we need to get money for every rupee spent. What is the return? Very different traditional company outlook, even though we are a 30-year-old startup, because we wanted to do everything if there is a return. So we are fighting with those people who are actually competing with us with huge amount of cash being burnt. This is also another theory that we all understand very well. You go and ask the best of the companies which have all gone down the drain. Nokia, BlackBerry. I use telecom examples, Kodak. Nobody in the company, when they are working there, believes they will be disrupted. They are the best of the people. Let's not say that people who are working in these organizations were not good. They were the best. They were at the top. And then suddenly, 5 years, 6 years down the line, something changes and you don't see them anymore. When you work in an organization, you don't believe that you will be disrupted. And this is really true in every organization. As a marketer, you are not supposed to be only mathematics, right? You're also supposed to be magic. You're supposed to be storytellers also. So what did we do? We said the best way to tell a story is to show how other industries are getting disrupted and draw parallels to our industry. So what is the story that we pick up? We picked up this story. I'm sure all of you are aware of this Netflix. Started off as a video provider, sent you videos. Just one simple thing. If you don't return on time, we'll come and pick you up, no worries. You will not be charged extra. That was their only value prop. Delivered at home, you don't give it to me on day one, no problems, I'll come and pick you up. You forget to actually go back and give it, you are getting charged every day because everybody wants to see the same movie. That was the value prop. They moved into streaming because obviously broadband came in. What happened? A company like Disney, which is full of content, did not think Netflix is a competitor. In 2015 or 2005, if I remember right, HBO had more profits because it was a content company. Everybody used to tell that the pipe can be with anybody. What goes in the pipe is the value. Content is not king, distribution is God. If petrol goes, it is different. If water goes, it's very different. Pipe companies will be utility companies. So nobody bothered. Everybody went ahead and started giving their content to Netflix, and Netflix started doing its business. But Netflix is also a smart company. They figured out that I'm a distribution utility company. The money is going back to the HBOs and the other people who are producing content. How long it takes for them to produce content? Today, what is Netflix content ratio? How much is Netflix own content? We all see Netflix. Netflix own content is 98% of their titles today. And that's what people watch. So Disney was the first one to realize, I have all the content, but I'm not getting anything now. Who is deciding who will watch this content? It's Netflix. Because he owns the consumer, not me. They decided to start Disney Plus, which is called as Hotstar in here, then became Disney Plus. And then their valuation overtook Netflix again. I don't want to talk about today. Multiple things are happening in all over the place. Disney's valuation went back to 160. You might have heard about Paramount Films and all those films. Everybody is dead. They have a huge content library, but there is no valuation. This is a story we said, and we draw a parallel towards this. I'll talk about errors of omission and commission later. We said this is the parallel in India. You don't estimate UPI to be a game changer. You said we have credit cards. And then what's happening today? UPI volume is 20 times that of credit cards. UPI is growing at 70% year on year on a base of 20 lakh crores. Credit card is still growing at 25% on a base of 2 lakh crores. See the difference. So we created this paranoia inside and said, we need to change and we need to fight the distributors in their own game plan. This kind of storytelling gets you a lot more of visibility inside the organization to see, okay, they are saying something, they are drawing parallels to what is happening outside, which I can understand. If that is going to happen, it might happen to us, so what should we do to protect it? But just creating paranoia and saying some things will happen, will it change? For everybody who does this, since there are lots of people who are in the marketing domain, we need to give tangibility of outcomes as a clear indicator of what we will do if you are allowed to do certain things. So what did we do? We just said, instead of indirect contribution to business, we will directly contribute to business 25%. If HDFC Bank is selling 15 million products a year, we will bring you 3.75 million. So what is it that we need to do? People said, okay, vision is good. From indirect, you want to directly contribute. How will you do it? We just said, this is what we did. The disruptors had the advantage of digital presence. Obviously, small ticket loans is what they were doing. But we have the advantage of safety, security, trust of a big bank. You all trust your money with the bank like HDFC Bank because of the fact that you want it to be very safe and secure. It's your hard-earned money. We have a physical presence, and we have the analytical fingerprint of what the customers have been doing with us for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So what is it that we need to add to this? We had advanced analytics, which I talked about. We had an omni-channel outreach. Then we said we will invest for direct business generation. We'll go ahead and invest for direct business generation. That means the CX definition that I talked about changed to customer understanding, a timely outreach, and a transformation. So how did we go about it? We just went ahead and said, what is it that people are doing? With tech today, you can easily understand the customer. And during the same time, you had the parallel thing of India story coming up in terms of Aadhaar, which allowed you to authenticate a customer very easily. Identify a customer using Aadhaar. You had suddenly an account aggregator framework coming in, which based on the consent that you provide, we can go ahead and get your data from any other bank that you are banking with, which means I get to see the entire stuff that you are having as income and expenditure. Plus, we had the CIBIL, we had the credit bureaus. With so much of information available, we can easily underwrite customers directly on the digital without a single human being present inside the ecosystem. So from the origination of traffic to making it relevant for every customer, we can create the journeys. Again, we partnered with multiple people. Nitin was in a different company at that time. He was our partner at that time also. And what did we do? We created journeys. We took it up as our responsibility to create the journeys. We got the money to invest. And we opened the core of the bank. Now suddenly it will look very technical for a marketer. We opened the core of the bank and said, hey, there are these core APIs, which finally somebody enters a field application into a digital ecosystem and then only you process, right? You open it up and show it to us. We will directly hit it. And obviously it took some 1.5, 2 years to get the whole thing fructified. And we started doing development of journeys. And October 2020, and COVID definitely gave us a big impetus because everybody was not thinking about digital in terms of banking. COVID suddenly made everybody realize that, oh, we can't meet people. How do we go about and doing it? So they said, okay, really go behind it like hell for leather. And we started doing it. And it was all available for us. We started making the journeys. We started bringing the traffic and starting the customer straight through. And we transformed CX end to end. We took every MarTech investment that's there in terms of the big companies. Most of the companies that you see here, we work with in terms of really bringing the best of the partners to work with us, having the same kind of vision to change what we are trying to do. And the no-code really empowered us. And the result of all these things is today, on a direct contribution to business, we are more than 50% in many products. We are at 25, 30% in some of the products. We do 30,000 crores. Please don't quote me outside. This is a silent period. We do more than 30,000 crores of disbursements, zero human touch. We do 10 lakh credit card sales, zero human touch. We are very close to our numbers of what we want to do. We will get there. And this is all possible only because of what we see in the ecosystem as techniques, tools available. And if you put it together, you will get to see the results coming. And then there is no question of the CFO coming and asking you. Today, the CFO is saying how much more you want to spend. Because yours is the lowest cost of acquisition if you get the end-to-end journey right of the customer. I'll just have a small video. Just have a look at it.
I was pleasantly surprised to see how easy it is to get an HDFC Bank credit card. It's even easier than ordering this pizza online. Let me show you how. Go to HDFC Bank Expressway and look for Express Credit Card application. Fill in your phone number, date of birth, and confirm it with the OTP received. Post OTP confirmation, you get to see customized recommendation of cards most suitable for you. Compare the benefits. Select the card that you like. And confirm some important details. Verify your application using net banking or your HDFC Bank debit card. And your credit card is ready to be shipped. Isn't this pleasantly surprising? Go ahead, surprise yourself today with HDFC Bank Expressway.
Today, this is the destination for all the retail products and services where any customer can come in, log in their application, and if they are credit worthy, you will get it on the fly. And that's the reason we are getting these kind of numbers. To sum up, I'll just leave yourself with 3 key levers that we said, which drove our vision. Have a quantifiable vision, quantifiable. Meaning it's extremely important to put a number behind that. And that number should be very, very clearly measurable, attributable to what we do. Holistic investment, don't go for one portion of investment, go for the entire piece of investment at one go. Then in sync with the organizational challenges. If you identify an opportunity and make sure that it is connected with the organizational challenges, which everybody is seeing, that everybody is worried about fintech, how are we going to face them? What are we going to do with them? People are having these conversations in the banks. Jump onto that kind of a conversation and say how we can help in that problem solving. Maybe that's not the only way to solve that problem. It's one of the ways to solve that problem, one of the ways to address the problem. If you get aligned to these 3 things, the success is for sure going to be there. We have put a new vision. Now that we have done this, we have to have a new vision. The new vision is in the next 3 to 5 years, we will become the largest acquiring as well as lifecycle management channel in the bank. And we are going for that with all the support from all our technology partners as well as the organization. I'm 100% sure 3 years down the line, we'll have a conference and I'll come there and talk about how did we go about from this to this. Now let's take a small glimpse into the future. And this is also about, it's a video. Have a look at the video and maybe I'll come back for just 2 minutes after that video to summarize what this video signifies for us. This is a new product which we launched in the month of April. So my title says today, Group Head, Chief Marketing Officer, and Head Director Consumer Business. The change in the bank is from being a traditional bank which used to sell using direct sales to using digital to sell the traditional products, to now having the trust and the courage that marketing can deliver, digital can deliver. We have a digital-only product created which will be sold only digitally. And that's the power of transformation that we all can do. And thank you so much.